Us right over here at the Asian Women Leadership Summit 2018. Now, look in front, smile.
The reason why there's such a span of influence is the influence that women have actually extend not just at work but at home. You know, I think it's really today. What we have here today in this room, these are the next gen women leaders.
So I'm going to say SAD. That's what's responsible for the sad state of affairs. For the more established women leaders, again, many of whom are in the audience, some of whom we'll hear from in the panel that comes, successful women need to spread that success. You've reached where you've reached, now it's up to you to help other people.
I grew up in Japan, where there prevail not just unconscious bias, but very, explicit stereotyping, prejudice, etc.
But the day when we see 50% of this room being occupied by men, then we will celebrate and we'll claim.
You can never underestimate your personal story and the network that you have. And then, yes, we do say it's all about who you know, but I think it's all about who knows you.
Because it's kind of that power of the global network and online network that, sometimes connections and doors can open and introductions can be made through weak ties.
As time passes, I realized that networking is actually very important. And people or people from my profession, I have people leaving my profession because they do not want to network.
I think that women network differently and also network less than men. My feeling is that women try to create meaningful relationship, try to connect with people they share the same value system.
The rule that I use, I create a map. I compartmentalize. These are my support network, the people who support me. These are my developing network, the people who I need to develop to improve my network. And then these are the network that I accelerate with.
Still a lot of work to be done, and we have a lot of hubs in many different countries. Whenever I travel throughout the region, Southeast Asia, Korea, or Australia, New Zealand, it doesn't matter where or which market, I make sure we pull the women's network together, and we will help by mentoring, coaching, and also sponsoring women for career advancement.
A policy which encourages women to keep on working. So we are quite open to sort of half-day arrangements, working from home if your job sort of allow it. And that allows women to stay in the workforce for a lot longer, and therefore they have an opportunity to actually get up the ladder.
A lot of times we like to connect with people who understand us, who knows our problems and who can say, yes, I get it. But I think you might find it a lot more useful finding mentors who are more frank, who are more direct in even criticizing you.
To be deliberate in your plans, you have to personalize your definition of success. And if that definition is being a housewife, then be the best housewife. If the definition, but since we are all here and we are in the workplace, then let us play to win.
Women often take a large proportion of the SME workforce. And so creating an enabling environment to provide access to finance, to provide access to credit is one way in which we can help empower women in the labor force.
It may surprise you to know that the most valuable possession of my family is a roll of toilet paper. And I grew up learning about the value of fairness and equality and diversity and inclusion in our lives, in our neighborhoods, and in society as a whole. And those lessons really shaped me into the person that I am today. And they've helped me.
People don't leave organizations, they join because they're leaders, and they stay because they're leaders. They'll leave the organization if it's not working.
So the conversation is not about women in leadership. It's about talent and how you identify that early. Next time, over the next 10 years when we do this, I really hope we see more men in the room. You want to change the conversation around women? Change the conversation with the men.
But when you build an inclusive workplace, men, women, all dimensions of diversity ultimately benefit.
That's
all
I think the whole experience has been excellent.
Amazing experience where I can networking, I get to know people, and I think I would definitely come back for the next time.